Hi, good morning everybody. Welcome along to our Tuesday circuit. A couple of minutes late. My fault, I couldn't find the phone. I'll admit it. I'll say straight out. It's my fault. Do you know where it was? Straight in front of my face. That's where it was. Couldn't see it for looking. Okay, as always, the team are here. We've got a circuit for you. We've got a sports-based circuit today. And I'm just put off by what I can see in the back, which you could probably see as well now. Look, there you go. There we go. So, from a warm-up perspective, thinking about our RPE scale, we're looking around about the 9, 10, 11 mark. As we go into our main circuit, we're hitting the 12, 13, 14 mark, okay? So, today with us we have Ben, we've got Lou, John, sorry, not Ben. It's because I've just been talking to Ben. Look, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go and I'll be back as a proper person, with my brain included. Lou is with us as well, Becky at the background there, Louisa is over here, and trying to hide behind a pillar, that's the word, is Lee. We'll get back to Lee in a minute as soon as we start some arm swings. Okay, let's start off with our warm-up then. So thinking about your posture firstly, I want you to stand with your heels in line with your hips for me. Lift your shoulders up, take them back, squeeze them down so we've got a good upright posture in the back. Look at there we go, have a look at Louise. Look at that posture. Look at that posture. Okay, from there, let's bring it into a heel lift. So just peeling the heel off the floor, coming up onto the ball of the foot to start off with. We've got Deborah, we've got Tony, we've got Jeanette with us, folks. So let's say a quick hello to all of those. And we've also got Paul who's with us as well. Morning, everybody. Welcome along. This is our Tuesday morning circuit with a bit of a sporting theme and ski Sunday going on in the background. So we're just peeling those feet off the floor. Now what I want you to actually do is start to lift your heel off the floor totally now. And you can't hide from me, Lee. I will find you. So lift your heel off the floor, point the toe down to the floor. So we're actually lifting it right up off the floor now into a march. Brilliant. Okay. Think about your foot placement. So when you come back down, you're going toes, ball of the foot, and heel. Brilliant. Let's have a few smiles as well. Is it that bad? Is it Tuesday? It's only Tuesday. Oh dear. Okay, so from there, let's put an arm swing in there. So we're going to drive this march and this swing from our shoulders. So look at the shoulder movement there. We're driving the elbow backwards and we're focusing to our shoulders. This is where we need to bring Lee in, look. Give us an arm swing, Lee. This is what we're after, look. We need to come round to the side, though, to get the full effect. Hang on, I just need to go to widescreen so I can get the full effect of that arm swing in. It's so big. No, I don't mean here. I mean because the arm's going so far forward at the front and so far back at the back. Right, okay, from there, bring it into a knee lift for me. Raising those knees, you're trying to get the knee parallel with the floor, level with your hip. There we go. And at the same time, bring a bicep curl in as well. So a bit of coordination there. So both arms coming up towards your chest. You're keeping the elbows level with your shoulders. And just to tax our brain a little bit, use the opposite arm to the leg only. Lee, you did that straight off. Blimey. It must be the music. Bit of question of sport now. We've had ski Sunday. Excellent. And then from there, come back in, take it to a slightly wider stance. Shift your weight across to one side, back into the center, a little pause, and then across to the other side. Make sure that your knees don't come out any further than your shoes at the side, so you're not extending your knee past your foot. And then hold it into the center for me. Give me a little bob down, a little knee bend, so we're not quite a squat. Sort of a half squat, really. Now, in this squat, I want you to push your bottom back. So push your bottom back, don't let your knees come forward. So imagine you're going to sit yourself down into a chair. There we go. Look, you see Louisa's position there? Sitting back into it and coming up. The knees come no further forward than the shoelaces. I know we've got a special guest appearance of Louisa.
We're honoured today.
We are honoured.
He's very good at sitting down.
You just don't know. But you're standing back up as well. They don't know how honoured they are, Louisa. I'm honoured that you're here. Lovely. Okay, from there, come back in, take it back into a march for me, and let's bring those arms with a lateral raise out to the side. No higher than your shoulder for me. Control it. So think about some resistance there as you take those arms up and down. Controlled movement. Still focus onto your feet. So you're peeling off from your heel, your ball of the foot and the toes are coming down first, then you're placing it down. So if we were to listen carefully, there would be no sound whatsoever of that foot placement. Sudden quiet there, look. If only it was that easy all the time to get silence. It would be amazing, wouldn't it? Brilliant. Okay. From there, let's bring the arms out to the side. Keep that march going. Let's do some rotations. So rotating those arms out. And then change directions to take them the other way for me. Excellent. Okay, bring the arms down and kick the heels up towards the bum. Grandstand. Was it grandstand or was it World of Sport, this one? No, World of Sport was a bit jazzier, wasn't it? Do what? It's grandstand, isn't it? Yeah. Lovely. Okay, from there, come back into your march. Let's get some swimming arms in there. So taking the arm over into a front crawl. Don't forget to breathe. So out to the side every now and again. Lovely. And then let's have a breaststroke in there as well. Excellent. Okay, from there, come back in. Take a side step for me out, into a side lunge, back into the center, and then across the other way. Now, don't bring it down too far. Remember, we're only warming up at the moment. So we're thinking about opening the arteries. Well, we're not thinking about it, we are doing it. And we're opening the arteries. We're thinking about getting a little bit out of breath, but not too much. We're thinking about getting a little bit warmer, but not too much again. Remember, we're looking around the 9, 10, 11 mark as far as our RPE scale is. So around the light mark, really. And then bring it back in for me. Lovely. Take it into a march again. Excellent. Let's bring those knees in and again, but this time you're going to take the opposite hand across to the knee. Now, if you're feeling really energetic, you can take the forearm across to the opposite knee. If you want to go a little bit higher than that, you can take your elbow across to the opposite knee. And then we're just focusing on John here for this next level. For if you really want to go for it, take your chin across to the opposite knee. Good game, good game. This is where Bruce Forsyth would be good at it, wouldn't he? Or Jimmy Hill. Oh, big chin. Lovely job. Okay, from there, come back into a march. And let's step forward and back in. So you've got a forward lunge this time. And all of these are going to come in really useful for you when we start to go to our circuit a little bit later on. Excellent. Keep going, keep going. You're full of enthusiasm today, folks. You're all very quiet, very serious. I feel as though I should put my, shall I put my BBC voice on? So, here you find us on the first floor in Seminar 2 of Atrium Health in Coventry. They are one of the primary, if not the primary, cardiopulmonary rehabilitation units here in Coventry, although they can do resuscitation as well. Louise, how are you doing today? Very well, lovely job. Okay, from there, come back into a march. And let's have a heel dig in front. So a little bend of the knee that's supporting you. Dig that heel and just bring it back in. You okay? And keep breathing. Nice deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Lovely job. Keep going, keep going. Okay, from there, let's bring it into one last march and let's make this a bit active, just to really re-warm ourselves before we get into our circuit. So, focus on your swing from your shoulder. Really drive that elbow backwards and focus on that movement into the shoulder. Think about your foot placement still, so it should still be quiet for me. So think about the feel of the foot coming off the floor and landing back down onto there as well. Don't forget your posture, so shoulders up, back down, chin parallel to the floor, head level, lengthen through your neck, lengthen between your ribs and your hips. Oh, and don't forget to breathe as well. That's a good one. Okay, brilliant. From there, let's go into our circuit then. So we're just going to have a look at our circuit. There it is, look. This is our circuit for today. So you have a sporting theme. So as always, you've got an easy, a medium, and a hard option. We start off with bowls is our first option here. So in our easy position, we have Louisa for you today. So Louisa, if you want to show us your easy option there. So it's a step forward and bowling through. Okay, I'm just going to come to the side so you can see. Can you see how stepping forward, heel comes down first, rolls through to the toe and up onto the toes at the back, staying tall. Thank you, Louisa. We then come across to Lou. Lou as our intermediate option here for you, our medium option. So, see the difference? There's a weight involved in there as well. But again, have a look at this posture. So stepping forward, heel down first, through to the toes, staying tall, and coming onto the toes at the back. Then we get to John, who is in our high option. Did you pull something then, John? So John is it's Hull, isn't it, John? Hull, isn't it? You're from? Hull. So John's from the north, where they play bowls two-handed, apparently. This is our Tuesday the 18th. I know they're big fans of Crown Green. Is it Crown Green? I think it's Crown Green. They play up north, isn't it? It's lawn bowls. It's lawn bowls down south, and it tends to be Crown Green upstairs, which apparently is just a free-for-all. Yeah. There you go. Explains it, doesn't it? There we go. Okay, so we just need to get a timer. Let me grab my timer and we'll get ourselves ready to go within a minute. I'm all over the place today. Lee, it's your fault. Sorry, guys. Just decided it's your fault. That's why. Okay. Are we ready? Let's go! So, stepping through. You alternate every time, yeah. So stepping through, heel coming down first, rolling onto the ball of the foot and the toe, staying upright, and that arm is coming through. The move is coming from the shoulder. So the addition of weight when we go to our medium option here, and then when we take it to our harder option, if you're using just one weight, as Lou is, I'm going to get you to change the weight over in a moment when we reach the 30 seconds. John has a slightly higher weight. So if you want to change your weight over to the other side, if you're just using one weight, can you see that John is also a bit more active there? So it's a continuous movement, whereas we have a little pause with each of the medium and the easier options. So we're coming into a little pause here to reset. Stay upright, stay breathing, focus onto your technique the whole time for me, okay? Remember, you can come up and down through the options as you feel fit. And that is your minute. Okay, we're moving on. Station number 2 is our golf. So we've got 3 options for our golf. I'll just let everybody come in. And before we do that, we'll just say a quick hello over here. Look, we'll come this way so you can't see anything on the screen. Hello to Kerry, who's been designated to the floor. What are you doing on the floor, Kerry? Do you want a cushion or something? No. You sure? Okay, so we have our easy option with golf. So here, can you see the swing through? All right, and as you can see, Becky is coming onto the toes of the foot that she's striking away from. It's a good quality. Well, I'm not a golfer, so I'm not going to say it's a good quality swing because I don't know if it is. Someone will probably tell me off, say, no, that's not a golf swing. But it's a smooth, rhythmic swing through. The body is staying tall and upright, which is what I mean by good quality. Okay, let's go with it for our option then, which is Louisa for us today. So off you go, Louisa. So again, we've got that step across and through. There's a weight added into there as well. Still a smooth, rhythmic motion. And then we come to Louis in our high option today. So the girls are rocking the golf today. What can I say? There we go. Obviously, the better, aren't we? Obviously, the girls are the better at the golf. Thank you, Lou. So there's an additional weight added in there as well. And a bit of a bigger swing. So you can see, if we have a look at the feet when we come to it a little bit later on, you'll notice that the feet are further apart. Okay, are we ready for our minute? Let's go! So, in our base option here, shoulders are back, arms are extended, but we're not locking those elbows out. We come to Louisa there, slightly wider as far as the feet are concerned, and that weight added in there. And then come over here to Lou, and you can see it's a bigger stance, a wider stance to start off with. So a bigger motion. Again, still bringing it up onto the toes, but having to take a little step to stay balanced there. So choose where you want to. Now, you could go quite easily between your levels from medium to hard and down from hard to medium. The transition's a little bit harder from easy to medium because there's a weight involved with the medium option, but it could still be possible if you want to. You can make it a little bit of a bigger swing. But even in this, Becky's adding a bit of resistance in there. So she's not just letting the arms swing up and down. It's controlled. So we're focusing onto the movement through our shoulders, and feel that movement within your shoulder joint as well. Okay, that is a bit of a trunk twist in there as well. We're moving on to our football as our next option. And I'm just going to move my screen over here so I can walk quite easily up between them. So we have our easy, our medium, and our hard again. In our easy position today, we have Lee. So Lee here, in our easy position.
What's that? That one of the side step, isn't it?
I'm just going to turn the camera around so you can see my face. That's our easy option. So, in all seriousness, do it again for me, Lee, sorry. It's a little step across and a little kick there, yeah? Be careful of that movement across, so we're bringing it across the line. Then we come to Becky. Becky has a bigger stance there and a bigger move. I'm having to move back a little bit so I can make sure I don't lose you all. There you go. There you go. So, a bigger step and a bigger kick. All right, and then we come to Louisa, who's in our hard position here, so make sure we've got... to get the swing in as well. So we've got an actual step across this time. So you can see there's a step and then there's a kick to the side. All right? So choose your option now. The thing with this is you can go up and down through the levels with no problem whatsoever as far as this is concerned. So choose where you want to go and let's go. Okay, so off we go. There we are. Now, have a look at the posture still. So from the side, if I come to the side, look, you can see everybody's posture is staying tall. There's a slight rotation through the hips there. There's the kick across. We're not extending the knee too far, so we're not locking out that knee joint. Becky here in our medium position has that wider stance and that kick across. Fluid motion. It's coming out from the hip. And then we've got that little step across and that kick out to the side. So it's a bit of a step and a kick. Now, for your information, just to remind you, that the gym has reopened and you do have to book in. Lee will be here occasionally, but as we get towards Christmas, Lee won't be around as much because he's going to be on this season of Strictly Dancing with that move. Strictly Come Dancing. Who's your partner? Has not been decided. I think it should be Jordan. There we go. With the kick. And catch the crafty John in the background. There we go. Lovely. So that motion was through your hips. You've got some motion in your hips. You've got some motion into your core as well. So into your trunk. We move on to our basketball. So time to have a little bit of a dribble. So step forward and a chest press. Can you see? Have a look from the side. I want you to see the foot motion. So again, stepping forward, heel comes down first, onto the toes, lifting onto the heel at the back, powering back up through the front of heel and extending those arms out in front, about chest height. Thank you, John. We come to Lee in our medium position here. And exactly the same as John, but with a ball added in there as well. Okay, so it doesn't have to be a ball, it's a weight. Yeah, so anything you want to use at home, you can use at home. And then we come to Becky using our harder position. Can you see that it's a much bigger movement? So heel comes down first still, toe comes up and then powers back up, but it's a bigger movement to start off with. Okay, so choose the one you want as your option and let's go. Focus onto this posture still for me and focus onto that foot placement. So always place your heel down first, roll it through to your toe, onto your toes at the back, or onto the ball of your foot at the back at least, and then power back up to that standing position. Now, if you've gone for either your medium or your harder option, and you want to drop it down a little bit, Lee, can you just keep the ball into you this time as you do it? So there's your option, thank you. And the same for Becky, of course, who's got a bit of a heavier ball anyway. They've really stitched you up here, Becky, haven't they? A heavier ball and a bigger stance. But again, show us one where you keep the ball in towards you as you extend out. So there's an option, look. Brilliant, thank you. So if you needed to take a rest and you've got that weight, the weight can always stay in closer to the body. With this one, you're still resisted against it. Can't think what this one is. Is this grandstands again? Grandstand? I don't know. Anyway, that is your minute. Well done, folks. Right. Lee, are you in this one? Are you in this one, Lee? You're going to enjoy this, folks. This is rugby. This is our rugby. So, I can't wait. Are you ready? I saw the demos earlier. Right, you're ready. So, Lou is in our easy position there. So, there's that step across, look, that transfer of weight. So, it's not an actual step. There's a transfer of weight onto the foot. The other foot stays in contact with the floor, but onto the toes, and then that swing of the arms out to pass the ball to the side. John is in our medium position, our intermediate position here, and again, John's obviously played rugby before. There you go. You can see from the ear he's played rugby before. No, look at that technique. Look at that technique. Right, so there we go. It's still that stance, it's the same movement. It's a little bit lower with the weight transference, but it's that weight added in. And then we come to Lee in our higher position. So you've got the little cha-cha-cha in the middle, look. The little step in all seriousness. So you've got like, listen, 1, 2, 3, and step out. 1, 2, 3, step out. There you go. All right, so there's that little step together before you pass the ball out to the side. Those are your three options. Again, you have the ability to move up and down quite easily. Are we ready? Let's go. So, have a look at the feet. So you can see with Lou, there's that transfer of weight and lifting up onto the toes on one side. When you come to John and to Lee, you'll notice that the foot isn't lifting onto the toes. The reason is there's an actual step in there. So Lou's is a transfer of weight. There's an actual step involved here and a step involved with a little couple of extra steps in the middle for Lee. There you go. All right. Again, that weight could be anything you have at home. So it could be a tin of beans, it could be a bottle of milk, it could be a bottle of water, it could be a packet of potatoes. Whatever it is, just make sure you keep hold of it and focus onto your posture. So again, I know I keep going on about it. I always go on about posture. It's one of my pet things. Can you see how everybody is standing tall? So any movement that's happening as far as leaning is concerned is coming from the hips. It's not coming from the waist. So we're protecting the lower back. And as they step out and they come to the side, going no further out than the foot. So again, we're protecting the knees. Right, everybody come on in. It's time for our boxing round. Okay, we have 3 championship boxers with you this afternoon. And no, we're not quite in the afternoon yet, this morning. We have an easy option. We have our featherweight division. We have our other weight edition and then something else. Yes. So this is our boxing. So here we have Louisa in our easy position. So can you see that there's a punch out and then there's a punch up as well. So we've got punching out and punching up. So a jab and a hook. Thank you, Louisa. All sort of shoulder high. We come to our medium position here. This is Lou. And there we go. So again, that punch out, that jab and that hook up. There's the addition of some weight involved in there as well. And then we come to John. Bit faster, a bit more aggressive. There we go. Feet moving continually as well. So you have a minute to go. So choose where you want to go. Do you want to be in the easy corner, the medium corner, or the hard corner? Or would you rather be in the referee's corner with me? Are you ready? Let's go. Off we go. Now, again, have a look at this posture. So we're working from the shoulder. Lovely. Brilliant. I'm trying to think of names off the top of my head and I can't. I'm lost. I'm lost for something to go with the L's. Here we have Lou. Here we have Lou. And then we have John at the top here. Yes, that's right. All the way from Hull, we have Prosser the poser with boxing going on here. We have Speedy Lou in the middle here, who's going for it. And down here we have the fantastic physio. We have Louisa. Oh, bring it on. In the background we have Becca the Bruiser over here. Look. And Lee from Lythal's over there, look. All right. Keeping those weights shoulder height. I'm being serious now. Keeping the arms shoulder height if you can. Working through. Jabbing up towards the chin, but not actually hitting. Keeping the feet moving the whole time as well. Good job. That is your minute. Okay, get your spikes ready, get your setups ready, get your serves ready. It's time to play volleyball. So, easy, medium and hard. Here we go. In our easy position today we have Becky. have a look here. Okay, so there is your setup for the volleyball here, ready to be spiked across the net. Bending at the knees, bottom going backwards, so the knees aren't coming too far forward, and that jab coming up from between the knees up towards shoulder height. We then come into, we'll take a look at our higher option first. We come to Louis in our higher option. So here can you see that the move brings up onto the toes. And there's a little bit of a jump there as well. Can you see? It's not a huge jump, so just lifting the foot slightly off the floor. The feet-wise, the toes and the balls of the feet are the last to come off the floor, and they're the first to come back on. And we have Louisa in our medium position here, who, same move as we had with our easy position with Becky, but there's a weight added in as well. So again, it's that fluid motion down from between the legs, up just above shoulder height, but a weight added in. Are you ready? Let's go. Now, have a look at the hip motion here for all three, okay? So you can see how it's a hinge from the hip. There's no bending from the waist again. The bottom goes backwards all the time. The knees come no further forward than the toes. So we're not putting any undue pressure onto our knees. We've got this slight little lift here. Now, Lou, can you just show us one where you don't actually jump off, so you just come onto the toes? So can you see how you can change that a little bit if you wanted to? Thank you, Lou. So you've got your option there. If you wanted to take that jump out, if you've got any problems with your knees and you don't find that jump too comfortable, you can just take it to a little lift onto your toes. You've still got that higher option in there. Okay? Try and keep this move nice and fluid. If you need to take a rest, then please do, or come down a level. So if you want to move down from our harder option to our medium option, just take the jump out. Yeah? If you want to come down from our medium to our easier option, you need to pop the weight down, but that's not a problem. Come on, you're already there. That's it. That is your first round of our circuit done. So everybody here is going to have a little walk around. They're going to have a drink. They're going to refresh themselves, ready for round two. We're going to take you around the circuit twice. So you now know what is coming, okay? You've seen your options. So what I want you to try and do is challenge yourself a little bit. So if you took the easier option last time, try and take it to the next level up if you can. There are a lot of options in there where you can actually bring yourself back down again. Right now, you need to be keeping the feet moving. Grab yourself a drink, pay a little visit, anything that you need to do, but keep the feet moving before we do it again, all right? Refresh yourself. It's not as hot this week, but it is still quite warm. So make sure you keep yourself hydrated. Oh, we're back to Ski Sunday again. We're on a loop. That's quite apt for the fact we're just about to start again, isn't it? It's almost as if it was planned, really. Almost as if it was planned, yeah? So, everybody here's just having a little walk around, as I say, grab a drink if you need to. We're going to go through it again. Now, challenge yourself. Come on, do it if you can for me. There's a lot of points in there where you can move up and down through the levels without having to do a great big change. So try it. You don't have to stop at it. If you just try it and it's not for you after a couple of seconds or a couple of rounds, come back down to where you were. But try and push yourself a little bit harder. Remember, our RPE scale, we're looking around that 13, 14, 15 mark, around the 12 to sort of possibly touch the 15, but not stay at 15. We're ideally looking between 12 and 14. Okay, so we're going to bring everybody back in and we're going to go for it one more time. So we start off with our bowls again. So let's come back over to here. We're going to our bowls again over here, look. That's your circuit one more time. Bowls, golf, football, basketball, rugby, boxing and volleyball. Remember where you are, choose your position you want to go for, and let's take it away. So our easier option again is this step forward. Again, look at the foot placement, onto the heel, down through to the ball and the toes, onto the toes at the back, taking that arm forward. Our medium option, off we go, folks. We're into our minute. Oh, dear.
I thought you were coming down to me.
Blimey. Eh? You've done it already. There you go. You can see Lou has a weight in there. So the addition is weight in there. A bit of a bigger stance could be taken. So if you don't want to add some weight in, but you want to make it a little bit harder, you can make it a bit of a bigger movement. John is a bit faster, so it's a bit more continuous. Sorry, I had to take a breath then, John. I wasn't thinking of something I could say. I was actually taking a breath. I do apologise. So John's is a little bit more continuous there. Same sort of movement. It's also a little bit bigger. Okay? So stepping forward, putting the heel down, and then coming back. Now, John, can you just pause? Step forward and pause. Go on. This is going to be worth it. There you go. Now that is what you'd call being stuck in the middle. Okay, let's move on to our next one. We're into golf. We're on to our golf. Sorry, couldn't resist it. Easy option. We'll run through it one more time. Look, easy option is with Becky. So it's that swing through, that rhythmic swing through from side to side, coming onto the toes as the swing happens. That's transfer of weight from side to side. We come into our medium option here with Louisa. And Louisa's got a weight added in. So exactly the same motion as we had, but a weight added in. And then we come to our harder option, which Lou is demonstrating for us today. There's an actual lift of the foot off the floor and a replacement down. So the heel comes up, the toes are the last one to come down, and then she places the toes down. But have a quick look. They don't actually put the foot down to the floor, so the heel doesn't come down. Just on the toes to balance. Okay? Are we ready? Let's go! So, a minute to do this. That's all we need. Have a look at the posture again. So I'm just going to come in here. Look, can you see how the hips is where the movement is happening as far as any leaning forward is concerned? It's more of a rotation through. But if you do need to bring yourself forward a little bit, make sure it happens from the hip. It's a hinge. It's not a bend from our waist. Okay. Choose the option you want and bring it up and down if you need to. Okay. If you wanted to make the harder option easier, for instance, and you don't want to come down to the medium option, you could just lose the arms and just keep that leg motion in there. That's an option for you, yeah? Same with the medium if you wanted to break it a little bit easier. There's lots of options in there for you. Choose what is right for you. Now, remember, as always, the speed that you use and the range that you use is exactly the right one. It's what is right for you that matters. It's your workout, okay? That is your minute. Moving on to our football. Woo! Football, station number 3. Okay, we have our easy, we have our medium, and we have our hard. Lee is our easy today. Sorry, I'll rephrase that. Lee is in our easy position. No, I'll rephrase that again. Lee's doing the first option today. Okay, here we go. We're stepping across the side and we're kicking out. You're a blues fan, aren't you? Is that where you learn your skills from? And then we come to our medium option here. So, a bigger kick there, out from the legs. Do you know what? I'm so proud of that kick. That's a good kick. That's a good kick. And then we come into our third option, to our higher option, with a little bend of the knees there, a little bit of a squat, and a step across, and a kick. So we've got a little step, a little kick, and a little squat. That's the word, yeah. Brain went blank. Because I got it in the wrong order. Right, okay, you ready? Let's go, let's go, let's go. We were late to start, Lee, honestly. So here we go. Have a look at the position, yeah? Can you see how the feet are staying in contact with the floor until we take it out to the side? The knee of the leg that is supporting is staying soft. So if you have a look at Lee's knee, you'll see that it doesn't lock out. Here with Becky, there's that movement from the hip. So it's a good, solid, coordinated swing from the hip across the body. Again, remember the range that you have is exactly the right range. We've got that little step in the middle there, a little squat, and the kick across from Louisa. Again, can you see how there's a hinge at the hip? There is no bend at the waist, so it's that squat coming back and the knees are coming no further forward than the shoes. Continuous movement from side to side. If you need to take a break, then please do. Just make sure it's after 12 o'clock. That is your minute done nearly. Now it's done. There you go. Move on. We're going into our basketball. Basketball. John is in our starting position here today. So there's that step forward and there's that chest press from there as well, okay? Lee is in our medium position here. Can you see how the foot comes down, heel first, onto the toes at the back, and with the weight added in? And then we come to Becky, and Becky's got the harder option today, so it's a much bigger movement. Can you see how the stride out is bigger firstly? The knee is also coming down towards the floor. Right, those are your 3 options. Are you ready? Let's go. A minute to do it. So, John, as well, is stepping forward, putting the heel down first, coming through to the ball of foot and raising up onto the toes at the back. Hands are trying to stay level with the chest if we can, but if you need to bring them down a bit lower, you can. Remember, as I said before, if you wanted to, you can keep the ball into the chest or the weight into the chest if you need to take a little rest as far as your arms is concerned. But try and keep it level with your shoulders if you can. Try not to let it come down. And also make sure that you keep that back straight. So we'll have a quick look at back position here, look, okay? So you can see with Lee and with John, the back is staying straight, and with Becky as well. We're going to focus onto Becky purely because Becky's got that bigger stride look. So the stride is there, but the back still stays straight, and that's really important. What you don't want to do is put any pressure onto our lower back. As far as John is concerned, try and put some resistance into there. This isn't you personally, John, but if you're going for this option, try and resist against it. So don't just throw the arms forward and back. Resist against it. Imagine you've got some weight into your arms. Okay, we're moving on to our rugby then. So rugby coming up now. And of course, we're not too far from the home of rugby. William Webb Ellis and all that. So in our easy position, we have Lou today. In our base position. And it's the move across, yeah? So it's a shift of weight for Lou. So can you see has the shift of weight from side to side? Can we come onto the toes on the leg that she's extending away from? It's a fluid motion though. And then we come to John, who's in our medium position here. So now we've actually got a step across. So feet are coming in, but please have a look at this as well. Okay, so as John steps in, he doesn't bring the feet right together. They're about hips width. Really important, because if you bring them too close together, you're giving yourself such a little base of support, it's quite easy to lose balance there. Then we come to Lee, and Lee has a bigger move there. There's an actual couple of steps in the middle rather than just the one step in. Okay, are we ready? Let's go. So again, let's just come and have a look down here at Lou. You can see this physical shift of weight from side to side. So as the weight shifts from side to side, the other leg stays slightly soft. The weight is taken down through that supporting leg. So think about your supporting parts, think about your moving parts. Here with John, we've got that actual step in and the step out. Now as he steps out, look, toe comes down, then heel. As he steps in, toe comes down, heel comes down. And as we come to Lee here, we've got that couple of little extra steps in the middle. I just need to come right back so I can get this in for you, because Lee's come a little bit forward for me. Okay, so you've got those couple of little steps, look, and the steps are onto the balls of the feet as well. So it's not putting the foot all the way down. Remember, you can take a rest. You can come up and down the levels as you want to. Remember to keep smiling as well. A smile says everything. There we go. Lovely. And just have a look at the rhythm, the fluidity of this movement from everybody. And really keep that. What you don't want to do is judder. So you don't want to have, even on your steps, it's not a bang bang step. It's try and make it fluid, okay? Into our boxing. So, in our easy corner, we have Louisa. I think I said Lou then. It's Louisa who's in our easy corner. And we've got this punch out, a jab. And we've got the hook up. Have we got the eye of the tiger? Yeah. Okay. And then we come into our medium position. And in our medium position, we have Lou, who's added some weight in there as well, yeah? So, and then we come to John, who has some weight added in as well. It's a bit of a faster movement, it's a bit more continuous, it's a bit more active, but that choice is yours, yeah? Okay, are you ready for your minute? Let's go. Let's focus on to keeping this core strong. Let's work from our hips upwards. There we go. Punching out and then punching up. So, arms, try to stay level with your shoulders as you punch out. Bring the elbows down towards the side and jab up towards your chin, but don't actually hit that chin. Okay, we've got some movement below the waist, look, so I'm just going to focus in here. Get that light from behind. But can you see how the legs are moving from side to side? Now, the feet aren't actually moving, but there's some movement there as well. And if you look at Louisa as well, exactly the same. So Louise and Lou have got that little bit of movement in there. Sorry, Louisa and Lou have got that little bit of movement in there. When you come to John, he's actually got his feet tapping away, moving. So he's staying really active onto his toes and feet as well. How are you feeling, John? Does that feel okay? Good. So you take the pace that you feel comfortable with and remember the range. What I want you to focus on is not locking the elbows out at any point in time as well, though. Come on, you're almost there. We're coming up towards the bell. There it is, the bell. Round one is over. Last one for you today is our volleyball. So this is our sets, our spikes, our serves. Yep. In our easy position day, we have Becky. This is your set position. So if you imagine the balls come over the net, this is where it's been set up ready for somebody else before they go for the spike, okay? So hinging from the hip, bottom going backwards, sweeping those arms up from between the legs to above the head. Same move as far as Louisa is concerned, but we've added some weight in there as well, okay? So the addition of weight. And remember, you can use anything you have at home. We take it to our harder position and lose in our harder position today. And here we have that little jump as well off the floor. So the addition there, now you'll notice Lou doesn't have any weight here. So you might be thinking, okay, well, how's that taking it harder? But it's because we've got that impulse movement in there. So we've got that impact added in there as well, that little jump, okay? Are you ready? Let's go. Focus. Have a look at the hips. So always hinging from the hips, taking it backwards, yeah? We're not bending from our waist. We're continually going. Hinging at the hip, knees coming no further forward than the shoes. Ideally no further forward than your shoelaces. If you don't have shoelaces on, then it could be the tongue, it could be the Velcro, it could be anything, even your tassel. But don't let the knees come further forward than the end of your shoes. That puts a hell of a lot of pressure onto our knee joint, and we do not want to put that pressure onto our knee joint. Remember, if you're going for this little jump, you can make it just a raise onto your toes, but if you do take the jump, your toes and the ball of the feet are the last ones to come off the floor. They're the first ones to land, so you cushion that little jump through your legs. You don't put impact up through your knees, and you cushion the impact up through your shins as well. Keep breathing, and you are almost there. That is it, folks. That is your minute. Well done, everybody. So that is your circuit for a Tuesday morning, Tuesday the 18th of August. We'll be back with you next Tuesday. For, as I can say, we're here tomorrow night as well. Join us tomorrow night when we do it all over again. The team will be with us, and I think we've got Ben, Lee, no, Ben, that's it, yeah. Ben, Nathan, and who else, sorry? Lee. How could I forget Lee? Ben, Lee, and Nathan. With you tomorrow evening with myself for our circuit tomorrow. We'll be doing it all over again, okay? So if you could join us tomorrow evening, it's 6:15. Feel free to do that. Drop us a comment, let us know how you found this today. We've tried to go with a bit of a theme every time, so we've had some balance activities in there. A bit of a sporting theme, and today it will have challenged you as far as balance is concerned. It will have challenged you as far as your core is concerned as well. There's a lot of leg work into there, and there's a lot of arm work into there as well, but always you can work at your own level. That's the important thing. So let us know your feedback, let us know your comments. You can also join myself on Friday. I'll be with you on Friday morning for Monty's Magical Movements at 11. So feel free to join me for that. Okay, we'll say goodbye to the team as they come round. And what I need you to do is a cool down. So you're going to be marching on the spot, having a walk. Have a little walk around, have a march on the spot. Start intensity a bit higher and bring it down as you do, yeah? You're going to be doing at least 5 minutes, possibly working towards the 10. See how you feel, see how you need it. Okay, so we've got all our team here are still socially distancing for us. Really important that we stay socially distanced. So let's say goodbye to the team as they come past. So bye to Becky, bye to John, bye to Lou, and then we swing around here for Lee and for Louisa as well. Have a great week, everybody. We will see you next week. Remember to keep going with that cool down. Remember to get yourself refreshed and some hydration into you as well. Let us have your feedback. Let us have your comments until next week. Well, until tomorrow. Till next week on Tuesday for this one. And I'll see you on Friday. Take care. Bye.